Good morning, everyone. It's Shauna coming to you live from her craft room in Edmond, Oklahoma. Today is Saturday, October 26th. And if you are scrolling through the Facebook world, hopefully you will see me and stop by and say hi. I'm going to get over here real quick and get myself muted so that you only hear one of me, and to make sure that I'm in the right spot, and turn on live chat so that I can see anyone who is popping in. So bear with me just a second. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday so far. It's still pretty early. However, it is beautiful outside. So I'm sure a lot of people are out and about enjoying the beautiful weather. All right, there I am. Live chat. Okay. Here's the card that we're making today. It is a horizontal center step card. So, and it just opens up like that. The reason why I wanted to do this card today is I wanted to showcase the leftover designer series paper pack called Splendid Autumn that we did not use last week. So if you remember, last week we made these cards right here. I don't know if I can fit all of those in the screen. Maybe if I scooch them a little bit. Scooch, scooch. And again, this was to showcase the beautiful Splendid Autumn Designer Series paper. I love this pack of paper. We've had a couple of packs in the past. One of them was Memorable Meadows, I think. And then, oh, what was the other one? Anyway, both scenery, paths. Anyway, I showcased that paper long time ago. That may have even been the old catalog. So maybe back February or March before the new annual catalog. So this pack of paper has 12 different designs. There are 48 sheets, so there's 4 of each pattern. And we used this one on that card, this one on this card, this one on this card. I don't think we used, yeah, this one on this card. And then I don't have any more of this because I've used them all up, because I used that actually on the video before last. So these were the cards that we made last week, and what I was looking for was something that had some cloud space, some air space, so that I could use that area to stamp the sentiment. So that led us to not be able to use this one, or this one, or this one. I love this piece of paper. I love this one too. That one, this one, or this one. Because there was really no, even this one doesn't have enough sky area for the way that that card worked. We needed something to only come up about halfway and then leave at least half the card with some cloud space so that we could have that sentiment. So since we used these 5 pieces last week, I'm going to show you this card this week because you can use the rest of the paper on this card. It's the perfect card for it because you don't lose a lot of the pattern paper. So let me pull out the samples. Okay. So I'm just going to lay out these pieces. Well, I'm going to try to. I don't know if I can fit all of these in here. Let's see if I can. So we use the 5, so there's going to leave us with 7. And you've already seen this card. So these others, here's this one. And then here's this one. And this one. This one. And this one. And this one. And I just needed some Mother's Day cards, so that's the sentiment that I chose. I wanted something small that would not take away from the focal point, which is the paper. So I just found something cute. A lot of these were flowers, so they lent them to more of a feminine card, so that's why I was looking for either a happy birthday or a happy Mother's Day, and I had plenty of happy birthdays, so I just pulled out a Happy Mother's Day, and it's an old stamp. It comes out of the Tea Together. I don't know what year this is from, and I don't think it tells me. But anyway, it's that set right there. And again, anything would work. So you can make these cards whatever you need. So this paper is on page 37. We're using this pack of paper and these embellishments. Those are called the faux glass dots. They are beautiful. They remind me of sea glass. So pretty. Cajun craze, old olive, crushed curry, and pumpkin pie. So perfect for the autumn season. I also pulled out the 24 to 26 in color shimmer gems because I needed something with some purple, and this really had purple and pink and white. I did not really want to pull the pumpkin pie or the yellow or the Cajun craze because I have enough of that in the other papers. So those were the embellishments I used. I'm gonna pull. This card is very easy to make. All it is scoring and cutting. So let me pick up these papers. And then I want to go over a couple of housekeeping things just real quick before we get started on these cards. Okay. Let me grab my trimmer. Oh. Okay. So just a quick reminder, all of our kits right now are 30% off. This is good for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So from October 1st through October 31st, again, 30% off of our kits collection. And there are some beautiful kits, guys. I have tons of kits. I love kits. They're so easy. They're a great jumping off starting place. They're great for taking them to places where you're just watching, like maybe soccer practice or baseball practice or basketball, or it's so easy. Everything's right there for you. Or You can change it up like I always do. I never tend to make the card that was intended, but that's okay. Speaking about our kits, we also have our starter kit special. So if you've ever thought about becoming a demonstrator, this is a great time to do it. Again, from the 1st through the 31st of October, you can get $155 worth of product for only $99. And then you get free business supplies, excuse me, and free shipping. So that's a great, and you can pick whatever you want. You don't have to pick certain items. So $155 worth of product that you want. And you don't have to sell, you don't have to do it as a business. You can do it as what we call a hobby demonstrator. Sorry, I took a drink. And just get your discount. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I've already talked about a couple of different times, November 5th, which is right around the corner. We're going to have some new online exclusives. There's a lot more than this. This was just a sneak peek. Some very beautiful paper that you could really use for Christmas. It's got some gold, looks like foiling in it, but it's beautiful. And it has a heart stamp set and die, some gold twisted threads, some gold heart embellishments. There's a happy hibiscus hybrid embossing folder and die set and stamp set. And then there's this utterly adorable, this paper is so cute. Even if you don't like otters, it's cute. And it has stamps and dies, and some of the dies cut out the otters from the paper. Paper Pumpkin, this is our monthly subscription kit. It's a surprise. You don't always know what you're getting completely. Now we get sneak peeks, and this is our sneak peek for the one coming up in November. So you have to sign up by November 10th to get this kit. There are 8 stockings, fabric stockings, so they'll make perfect little treat bags. I will probably sell mine at the craft show. And you can get more than one paper pumpkin. Now, because this is a monthly subscription, you don't actually have to get the kit every month. You can get the kit because you love it, and then next month you don't love it, so you suspend it and you don't get it. It will automatically unsuspend. So then again, if you don't like the next one after that, you would need to go in there and suspend it again. So you have to keep up on it, but you don't have to get kits that you don't want. If there's one that you see that you don't care for at all, just suspend it. But I tell you what, some of the kits that I have thought, oh my gosh, I have never used that. There's no way. I start seeing alternate samples of what people make, and I'm like, oh man, I should have got that kit. So I'm just letting you know, even if you think you don't like it, more than likely you're going to see something that somebody made out of it, and you're going to like it. Speaking of craft shows, the time is coming upon us. I'm going to do 2 craft shows with my husband this year. One of them is Jingle Jam Market. It's in Piedmont, Oklahoma at the Piedmont Intermediate School on November 16th. It's from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this is located at 977 Washington Avenue, Piedmont, Oklahoma, 73078. It is free to enter, and there are a ton of vendors. So if you're looking for those homemade gifts for your special someones for Christmas, you won't regret going. They have tons of stuff. The second one that I'm doing is the Oklahoma City Holiday Fair. This is at the State Fairgrounds, the Oklahoma City Fairgrounds. And it is December 7th and 8th. It's a 2-day, Saturday and Sunday, from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's all day. It's in their Hobby Arts and Crafts building. So again, it's a big one. So come see us. Hopefully you can find something that you like there. Just some sneak peeks of what I've been working on, of stuff that I'm going to have available. I've been doing some candles, stamping on some candles. So here's a little snowman candle. Friendship never melts away. Here's the same snowman. I just put, hope your Christmas is snow much fun. There is a Christmas tree on this one instead of the other tree. So got some snowmen. And then I have a traditional Santa Claus. And this says, it's the most magical time of year. And then we have a really pretty swirly Christmas tree with a whole bunch of little colored gems, rhinestones, and some snowflakes. This is a new stamp set. This is in our mini catalog. It's called Yuletide Greetings, I believe. I don't have it in front of me. And then I put some little rhinestones on there. And then I think this one's my favorite. This is an old stamp set, but a goodie. It's called Divine something. Divine Night, maybe. I'd have to pull it out and look at it. Put a little gem for the Star of Bethlehem. And then on the back it says, he shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. So there's some candles. I'm going to sell those. I've got some desk calendars with a post-it note and pen holder. I have some little wooden ornaments. This is using the Trucking Along stamp set. I have some coasters. I've got a lot of coasters. I've got most of these are in sets of 4. However, I did package some of them in just ones. So if you're just looking for a gift for a coworker, I kind of thought it'd be nice to have some singles. And is that all I have right here beside me? I think so. Of course, I've got tons of cards. And I still have some little treat boxes and stuff to make. I've got these little Keurig holders. This has some hot cocoa pumpkin in it and some candy cane hot cocoa. I'm going to make some gift card holders that look like little presents. So I'm getting there. I'm like I said, November 16th is right around the corner. So anyway, just sneak peeks of what I'm going to have available. Let's get to making on this card. Again, like I said, it's really easy. I don't know how many of them we will make together. Here is the template. And we're going to walk through this together, but if you want to screenshot it, there you go. I will move my hands out. And also, so this one is the wide version. It's the 5.5 wide by 4.25 tall. If you wanted to change it to the tall version instead of the wide version, here's the template for that. This one is 4 1/4 wide by 5 1/2 tall. So let me pull this other one back in here and you can see the difference. The height difference. So either way, and the template for this one, let me pull that back in. Turn that upside down. And I'll take my hands out so you can take a screenshot of it if you need it. Alrighty. So we're going to make the wider version just because I felt like it gave us more paper space. Trying to think. We made the sunflower one, so let me do, let's do this one. Let's do the purple flowers. I just pulled some coordinating colored cardstock. So garden green, copper clay, crushed curry, daffodil delight. This is the one that we're going to be using. This is Highland Heather for the purple flowers. Gorgeous grape for the moon, for the sunset one. And then this is Cajun Craze. So this is just a half of a 8 1/2 by 11 piece of paper, cut in half on the long side. So let me show you what I mean. I know a lot of you know what I mean. Maybe if I can get my hands on the paper. Goodness. Okay. Here's an 8 1/2 by 11 piece. This is just half of it. I cut it on the long side in half, so this is cut at 5 1/2. So it measures 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. Okay. So we're going to pull our trimmer in here. And I'm going to move my template over here so that I can kind of see it as I go so I don't mess up. So on the 5 1/2 wide side, you're going to put it at the 1 inch measurement. And then you're going to take your cutter and you're going to come down to the 1 inch on your little hand bar here. And you're going to go from 1 to 5 1/4. And there's a little notch on this that matches up with the little measurements. Then you're going to take this and you're going to scoot it over to the 4 1/2 measurement. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go from the 1 inch to the 5 1/4. Then you're going to rotate your paper. Now we're on the 8 1/2 side, the long side. And we're going to put it back at the 1 inch. And you're going to move your cutter out of the way. And you're going to take your scoring blade. Let me pull this down a little bit so that you can see a little bit better. Let me line that back up. So we're at the 1 inch. And we're going to score from the edge of the paper to your cut line. So the 1 inch mark. So from the edge of your paper to the 1 inch. And then you're going to come down here and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go from the edge of the paper to your cut line, which is the 4.5. And you're just going to score it. You're going to move your paper to the 2-inch mark. You're going to do the exact same thing. So from 0 to 1. Come down here and go from the edge, so the 5.5 to the 4.5. Then we're going to scoot our paper down to the 4 1/4. And we're actually going to score in between the two cut lines this time. So, in between the 4.5 to the 1. Then one more time, we're going to go to the 5 1/4. And we're going to score it from the outside edge to the 1, or to your cut line. Come back down here, go from the outer edge to the 5.5 to your cut line, or the 4.5. And that's it. Then you're going to take your bone folder and you're going to make this one into a mountain, this score line right here into a valley, this one into a mountain, and then you're just going to lay it down, and it's pretty much going to fold up on its own. I want to get that straight a little bit better. Okay. Then once you have it like that, you can go in and you can burnish those score lines. I always like to get it kind of bent in the right direction before I score it. So you're just going to reinforce those score lines. And you want to make sure that these top ones are good, because that's going to make it stand up nice. Okay, so there's your basic card. Very easy, very simple. Now what we're going to do is cut our designer series paper. So we're going to bring back in our trimmer. And on each pattern, it's a little bit different. So you kind of have to decide what you want on your card. Because there's not much sky and there's a whole bunch of flowers, I want the sky and part of this flower. So the total piece or size that you need to cut, let me bring this back in, is 4 2/16 or 1/8 by, that's tall, by 5 7/16, which is almost a half. It's just a 1/16 under wide. So we're gonna go 5 7/16. So like I said, it's just the 1/16 under the half. And we're gonna cut off this side of the paper. And then, because I want the sky and the flowers, we're gonna cut this bottom piece of the flower off. So again, 4 2/16, which is 4 1/8, and cut. Save this. Don't throw this away. You can use it for something else. So it leaves you with this. Okay. Let me pull back in my sample. Let me see if I can find it. So this has 4 pieces. We've got this bottom piece, this middle piece, and these 2 side pieces. So I'm going to start at the bottom. And your bottom piece is going to be 15/16, so a 1/16 under an inch. Let's see, I need it this way. So there's your inch, it's just a 1/16 under. And we've already got the width because we already did the 5 7/16. So there's our bottom piece. And then the side left and the side right are both the same size. And it is 3 3/16 tall, which is what we already have because we just cut off the bottom, by 15/16 wide. So again, just a 1/16 underneath the inch. And then we're going to do that for the same over here on this side. And we actually have measurements on this side, so I'm just going to do the 1 inch right here, but it's the 1/16 underneath that. So 15/16. And then that leaves us with our middle piece, which is, actually we need to cut it down just a little bit because of the border or the trim around the middle section. So the middle, we've got the height right, but it's only 3 7/16. So again, just a 1/16 under 3.5. So we don't have to cut off much, but there is a little sliver that comes off of that. Maybe 1/8 of an inch, it looks like. Now that you can trash. So we have our paper cut. And now all it is adhering it. And you can actually do this before you score and fold your paper. It is a little bit easier when your paper is laying flat. So just a side note there. Got a little bit of that tape runner off the edge, so let me fold that back so that we can't see it. Make sure I have this upright. I don't want my flowers upside down. That would not be good. And this leaves you a 1/16 of an inch border around. So not much of a border at all, but you do want to make sure that you get it on there as straight as possible. And then you can put on your middle section, you can put on your side sections, whatever order you want. Just remember what piece was the left, what piece was the right, because as you can see on the sample, this all flows. So again, it's just a little itty bitty border around all the edges. Not much of a border at all. Let me turn it sideways so that I can see what I'm doing. And I don't have to put my head in the camera. Okay. Now I have to figure out, nope, that was the side piece. Yep, see how that side matches up? And then that side, just so that you can have a continuous flow for the designer series paper. And this is gonna look like it doesn't match up at first because it's not folded up. But this one goes a little bit higher. I have a weird glare from the lights for the video, so bear with me a second while I line this up because I can barely see the score lines. Nope. I need to pull it down some. Let me have my paper back, please. Thank you. Okay, hold on. Maybe if I kind of bend my paper. There we go. That'll let me see a little bit better. And really, I'm going to take my little trimmer. I'm going to trim off a little bitty piece off the top of this. Just a sliver. You guys, I cannot line this up here. Maybe I can try it this way. I cannot see with these lights. There we go. Goodness, sorry. And then again, you fold it up like that. Put whatever sentiment on it you want. And see, it matches up perfectly. So now you've got this beautiful paper. Need to reinforce my score lines again. Okay, and I might actually even have, no, I don't have a purple one. I was gonna say, I did several of these Happy Mother's Day, but I don't have a purple one. It doesn't look like so. Okay, I think we can do one more. So let me grab, let's do this one. I really like this one just because of the path. Okay. Grab my trimmer. Again, it's a half piece of 8.5 by 11, cut on the long side, the 11-inch side, cut in half at 5.5. So we're going to go to the 1-inch mark. And we're going to cut from 1 inch to 5 1/4. Lift up our arm, move it over to the 4.5. Do the same thing. We're going to start at the 1-inch mark. Cut down to the 5 1/4. Rotate our paper to the long side, the 8.5 side. And we're going to go to the 1-inch mark. Move our cutter blade out of the way. We just want to score. We're going to score from the edge of the paper, so the 0 to the 1. And then we're going to come down. Make sure my paper didn't move. There we go. We're on the 1 inch. And we're going to go from the edge to the 4.5 or the cut line. Move our paper down to the 2-inch. Do the same thing from the bottom to the cut line or the 4.5. come down from the top to the cut line or the 1 inch. Take it to the 4 1/4 or 4 1/4, however you choose to say that. We're going to score in between the cut line. So we're going to go from the 1 to the 4 1/2. And then for our last score, we're going to go down to the 5 1/4. From the outside edge to the 4 1/2. From the top or the 0 to the 1. Then we're going to grab our piece of DSP. And again, like I said, every piece of pattern paper is different. So depending on what you want for it to show is how you need to cut it. So on this one, instead of having all of this shown, I really want to concentrate on this pathway. Excuse me. So again, our designer series paper needs to be 4 2/16 tall or 1/8. I kept everything in 16ths since that's the main part of the measurements. So I'm going to go 4 2/16, 1/8. And again, don't throw that away, but I'm going to cut off the top of those trees. And then I'm going to take it to the 5 7/16, which is just a 16th under the half. And then the bottom is going to be a 16th under the 1 inch, so 15/16. And then our side left, we already have the 3 3/16 tall. So again, 15/16 wide, so 1/16 under the 1 inch. And I'm going to do the same thing for this. And again, we have measurements on this side. So again, the 15th, 16th, so just a 16th under the 1 inch. And that's going to let us trim a little bit off of this middle piece. We need this 3 7/16, which is just a 16th under the half. All right. You can tell that these are very easy to mass produce. So we're going to take our bottom piece, take our adhesive, make sure we've got it the right way. And again, like I said, it's much easier to put this on here before you fold it and score it. I mean, before you burnish it and everything. So go ahead and put your paper down. Here's our middle piece. Gonna line this up. And see, I love it because this pathway matches up perfect. I have that a little cockeyed though. Give me just a second. Okay. And I think I'm just going to take my trimmer And just again, trim off just a smidgen. Just a hair. When I say a hair, I mean a hair. There we go. Perfect. And again, remember what piece of paper came from the right side versus the left side, because you want it to match up just perfect. I kind of want to cut a smidgen off of that too. Sometimes, depending on how your score lines are, you just have to make a few little adjustments. Okay. And my last piece. I mean, my gosh, what does that take? Maybe 10, 15 minutes per card? It's nothing, guys. And I might need to cut a smidgen off of this one too. And again, when I say smidgen, guys, I am cutting, I mean, those are itty bitty. That's not even a 16th, I don't even think. I want to make sure I have this the right way. And again, I can't see that score line. Okay. It's right there. Concentration. Sorry. Oh, goodness. Okay, now, oh, and I really need some, let me grab some green capped glue. Just to stick that edge down. I don't like it when the little edges are sticking up. I like those to be down. Okay. Grab my bone folder. Again, this first little step is a mountain. Then the second one right here is a valley. And this one up here is a mountain. And when you put it together, it really just kind of collapses down on itself and folds perfectly. And then you can help it out with your bone folder, excuse me, and go in there and reinforce those score lines. Let's see, do I have one that matches? Yes, I do. So this was Calypso Coral, and then I stamped it with Cajun Craze. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals here. Grab my little pokey tool. Excuse me for my reach. And I'm just going to put a little dimensional right here. I'm going to make sure that I don't put it down on this, that it's right here on the edge in this corner. We'll pull that back. And then I'm just going to place this on here. And like I said, any saying at all, any sentiment that you would need is what you need to put on there. And this was just a scalloped old punch that I had. If you needed a circle die, we have the stylish shapes on page 123 in the annual catalog. You could just use a circle. That's it, guys. Put a couple embellishments. Let me grab my embellishments. And I think for this one, I will go with... Do I want the Cajun Craze or do... Yeah, I do. Yeah. Or do I want the peach? I kind of like the peach. I think I'm going to go with the Cajun Craze, though. So I'm going to get these little faux glass dots. And I'm just going to put my, you know, your little triangle. The eye likes the thing of 3. So I'm going to put one there. One about there. And then maybe a small one up here. And that gives us our little triangle effect. Cute, easy. I love it. What do you guys think? I hope you guys like these as much as I do. They come together really fast, really easy. I'll post a picture of them once I have them all done and completed. It'll be on my Facebook page tomorrow. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. If you guys need anything, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If you like what you saw today, please share my video. The more shares that I get, the more my name gets out there and it helps me grow my business. So I would really appreciate that. I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. Take care and we'll see you next weekend. This was our last autumn themed card. October has come to an end. I cannot believe Halloween is next Thursday. Gosh. So next Saturday we will be going into Christmas, which I love Christmas cards, and I showed off a lot of cute Christmas stamps and papers. I have a feeling it's going to be a shaker card, and it's going to be using that snowman beautiful paper and dies and stamp. So that's the one I'm most eager to use. So I'm sure that's what I'll be playing with. You guys take care. We'll see you next Saturday. Bye-bye.